So thank you for joining us again this morning, and thank you, Gary, for opening our event for us today. Gary and I work very closely together as we deliver some of the products, including the one we're going to tell you all about this morning. Also, I'm sorry it's so hot. We're trying to cool the room down for everyone. So please bear with us. And again, thank you. All right, let's get going. So Gary talked about critical illness, about health, and about the impact that it has on Filipino families. And what we're seeing, we are all living longer, right? Filipinos are living longer. Average age or lifespan has gone up to 70 now. But the longer we live, that means there's more time for us to be exposed to potential illnesses, to risks, to more uncertainty. So it's very, very important for us to build the necessary financial and physical muscle so that we are ready to endure a long haul game of life, right? Some of you again were with us a few a couple of months back when we shared our findings from our most recent study. And just to recap that, three key insights that we found. First, Filipinos are moving from the very traditional bahala na, come what may mindset into one that is more handa na. We want to be ready, we want to prepare, we want to make sure that we focus properly on our health and well-being so that as we live longer, we also stay healthier longer. The concept of not just long lifespans, but also long health spans. For those of you who maybe are familiar with the concept of blue zones, right? How can we stay healthy all through the entire of our lives, right? Entirety of our lives. So we want to be prepared so that as we live longer, we're better able to cope with both health and financial challenges. Now, the other thing that we found, the second insight, is that our families very much shape our attitudes toward health and well-being. And this touches both financial and physical health. So our upbringing, the families we grow up with, the homes we live in, the people we live with actually are big influences in terms of the health decisions that we make, the diet that we have, our physical activities, the habits that we keep. Similarly, how we budget, how we spend, what we spend on is very much influenced by our families. Related to that is the third insight, where we have found that many Filipinos are now wanting to be more proactive and take that first step toward long-term health and well-being. And the family, which again has influenced a lot of who we are, including our attitudes toward health and well-being, is also our big motivator. So because of the family, and the other thing that we learned through our study is that majority of the Filipinos we spoke with, about 85%, will in one way or another be contributing to their family financially, either making some contribution or being the full breadwinner, right, of the family. So because of that, because there's so much dependency on every individual, Filipinos are starting to become more aware and wanting to be more proactive, wanting to take care of ourselves so that we can better take care of our loved ones, and also so we don't become a burden to anyone should we fall ill down the line. So with that, to move on to the next slide, let's talk a little bit about why it's important to be prepared. Let's talk about critical illness. So when we talk about critical illness, these are the very, very major diseases, that people, more and more people suffer from now, especially again as lifestyle and lifespan both change. So talking about cancer, breast cancer and cervical cancer are the top two cancers that affect Filipino women. Number one is breast, number two is cervical cancer. The cost to treat both of these cancers can go up to 2.2 million. So quite a hefty amount. Now, those most of us have PhilHealth coverage. Those who work, many of those who are employed will have HMO coverage from their employer. And I think the misconception often is that because we have those two, it's enough. And we don't need any more funding to cover the cost of illness. But because the costs go up to 2.2 million, the PhilHealth coverage, which is the Z benefit already for the major illnesses, will only cover a portion. Typically 30, 40, 50% of the cost, depending on the type of illness that you have. An HMO cover will have a maximum benefit per year. Average is about 200,000. So very, very far from the potential 2.2 million, right, that you could spend on cancer treatment. So the rest of it anywhere from 800,000 to over 1 million, needs to be shouldered by the patient. It comes out of pocket. And this is where it's important for us to prepare. So on the next slide, we have just a few more conditions. Stroke and heart disease, some of the top 5 illnesses that plague Filipinos. Stroke is the second cause of death in the country. Heart disease actually is the top cause of death in the Philippines. 1 out of 5 deaths are due to heart disease. Costs here, estimated costs to treat and recover 1.8 million. Again, a very, very hefty amount. And what this leaves the patient with is over 1 million in out-of-pocket expenses potentially, even after we get our coverage from PhilHealth and we get our coverage from our respective HMO. So again, a huge financial risk and exposure related to health risks. They go hand in hand. And one last slide, colorectal cancer actually is much more common. Even I was surprised when I saw our statistics. 1 in every 1,800 Filipinos could be affected by colorectal cancer. Treatment here, cancer is expensive. It can go up to 2.5 million pesos. Diabetes, 4 million pesos are affected by diabetes. Many are undiagnosed. And this is a chronic disease. It is treated over time. It stays with the individual for life. So again, 1.5 million roughly, based on current medical costs. So in either case, over 1 million potentially in out-of-pocket expenses for the individual. Now again, these are all based on the costs we're seeing today. There's also the concept of medical inflation. We're all familiar with inflation, but actually when we zoom in on the health and medical space, inflation there is sometimes double the rate of normal inflation. So it becomes even more critical that we are prepared for the potential financial implications of a health crisis. So the thing is, many who are asymptomatic, who are still young, who are still healthy, will think, I am going to stay healthy for life. Nothing is going to happen. I don't need it yet. So even if our survey says that, we want to be more prepared, the stat Gary quoted also earlier, 70% say we want to be handana, but 83% say it takes some type of crisis for them to be shaken into action. So what types of crises? The pandemic was a crisis that all of us experienced. So a lot of people became much more health conscious because of that. If a family member falls ill, goes through one of the typical illnesses, and then the whole family experiences both the physical health aspect of it and the financial impact, that tends to move people to act as well. Because in reality, right, 200,000 Filipinos are diagnosed with cancer annually, and about half will not survive. Why? Because 7 out of 10 people actually drop out of the cancer treatment in the Philippines because of the cost. Right? We saw the costs earlier, 1.5 million, 1.6 million, 2.2 million. So because the cost is so steep, what tends to happen is some people will start and then stop their treatment. So because 70% will fall out of the treatment cycle, the survival rate actually on a bigger picture scale becomes quite higher for us in the Philippines. Now, when we look at statistics on cancer, 1 in 5 new diagnoses will happen in people who have had a previous cancer before. Also, we're seeing a strong relationship between heart disease and cancer. So one is a risk for the other. So having one makes you higher risk for the other and the other way around. So there is a correlation across critical illnesses, which means that the likelihood that some of us may suffer from multiple illnesses is actually there. It actually exists. Critical illness is not a one-time thing. It's not a one and done. But many critical illness packages, health plans, insurance plans only actually cover one critical illness. Then once you make that claim, the policy has been consumed and you have no more critical illness coverage. So what happens? How do we protect ourselves from the rising costs, from the health risks, from potentially suffering from an illness multiple times? And that's what we want to talk to you about today. We're happy to introduce ANA Critical Protect Plus, which is actually a triple claim critical illness plan. So triple claim meaning you can claim for 3 different critical illnesses through the duration of your policy. And what makes this product different? So number one, three critical illnesses that can be claimed with this policy. On top of that, we also offer an early stage critical illness cover. So most critical illness plans will cover a severe or advanced stage of critical illness. In this plan, we will also provide a partial lump sum one-time benefit if you are diagnosed at an early stage, which means higher likelihood of survival and recovery and catching the illness before it becomes again burdensome to your family, to yourself, but also much more damaging to you physically. So three critical illness, early stage. Also, some might say, okay, what if I never get sick? What will happen to the insurance plan? This also comes with a death benefit. So if the critical illness coverage is never used, and that would be wonderful for that person, we will all pass at some point. So it will come with a death benefit that will go to the beneficiaries. Now, what makes this unique is it's not illness or death. If you have a critical illness claim and you use the policy for that, in most critical illness plans, that takes the place of the death benefit. In our case for this plan, even if you have fallen ill and you use the critical illness cover, we will provide a partial compassionate benefit in the end also in the time that the policyholder passes. So it covers both illness and also will still come with a compassionate death benefit in the end. Lifetime coverage up to age 100. So we will cover up to age 100 and it comes with AIA Vitality. So AIA Vitality is our science-backed health and wellness program. And this is where we talk about prevention. A lot of the diseases that are becoming more common today, especially heart disease, stroke, diabetes, these are considered lifestyle diseases, meaning we can actually change the course, alter the course of where our bodies are going through changes in our lifestyle, in our diet, in our physical activity, and being more proactive about getting checkups and making sure we know what's happening on a regular basis so we can get ahead of any conditions that we might be at risk for. And Vitality is designed to help with that. We track activity, we reward changes in habits, good habits that lead to better health. So the product will offer not just help when you actually fall ill, but also a tool that you can use to improve your health every day, to know your health and improve it all throughout your life. There are also additional optional benefits that can be added to the product. So what we know as riders. So these are the options that are available to those who will be purchasing a Critical Protect Plus. Emerging conditions benefits. So these are for tumors, emerging conditions, and other chronic diseases that come up and are not part of the base plan. Critical care assist. So we found that ICU is actually a big driver of out-of-pocket expense in the Philippines if you have to stay in the ICU as part of your hospitalization. This optional benefit provides financial support if you have to stay in the ICU for 5 days or more. There's also gender-specific cancer benefits. So certain cancers are more common for females. I mentioned breast cancer and cervical cancer earlier. For males, we have prostate cancer. This is a benefit that you can add on so that there's extra protection for gender-specific types of cancer. And then finally, payers benefit on death and disability. So this is an important optional benefit also. It will waive premium payments in case the policyholder actually suffers from a major illness already or death. So death and disability. Okay, so that is a Typical Protect Plus, our newest product. Again, designed to cater to our changing needs as lifespans are longer, as illnesses evolve, as costs rise, as all of that is happening while we remain committed to our families and making sure that we care not just for ourselves but also those we love. So this is something that we hope will address some of the emerging needs of Filipinos today. Thank you.